Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Yak Gadget, for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com. Eastport Marina, on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, and fishing needs, go to eastport.info. Now let's get this show started.
All right, guys. Hey, it's Takeover Saturday on the Paddle and Fin Networks. John Rapp, let's do this.
Welcome to a special edition of the Rusty Hook Podcast, streaming live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. 1 hour of straight talk regarding tournament news, angler profiles, gear reviews, and more. Now let's get our show started by joining with John Rapp, our host.
All right, guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. John Rapp here, your host. Got a good show for you tonight. Apologize for not doing a live show this past Tuesday. I'm just trying to get back into the mix of things. Been a little under the weather, been on the road, so a lot of things going on. But I'm going to get back into the roll of things, and hopefully this Tuesday night we'll be rolling again. Great show for you tonight. Thought I'd show you again here. We're going to do a show on show season. We're going to talk about all the aspects of what show season is all about. We're going to talk about product, old product, new product. We're going to talk about pro staff, what they're supposed to be doing, their responsibilities and things like that, and what they should be doing when it comes to being show season. And then we're going to talk to our marketing directors, what their expectations are and things like that. And speaking of marketing director, I've got the PNF Podfather here myself tonight. We're going to bring him on here live and get his thoughts on everything related to shows, being a marketing director and the Paddle and Fin director. We'll really get a good insight, and we'll pick his brain and get some information maybe to you guys, you pro staffers, you other marketing directors can use from Brian. Brian's definitely knowledgeable, and look forward to picking his brain here. So without further ado, let's go see if I can drag him on here and bring him onto the show. Brian Schiller, the killer.
What's up, brother?
Oh, hey man, what are you into, man? So we're live, raw, unfiltered, right here on our Paddle and Fin Media podcast page. We also, guys, are streaming over on the Rusty Hook YouTube, the Twitch WV app, and Twitter, baby. Elon Musk he's got us rolling some live video there too. So, guys, Brian Schiller, the PNF guru, make sure you go comment and let us know what you guys think. So, buddy.
What's good, my brother?
Looking good, man. Looking good. I'm gonna squeeze me in, squeeze you out. So our topic today is show season. I know you just got home from a show a little bit ago. I spent 4 days at one in Tennessee, and got a few more in the books. But you, my friend, as you were telling me pre-show, pre-roll, you're busy for the next several months. So give our folks that are out there watching a little bit of idea what show season is, and we'll dive into how shows operate for the businesses when they're talking about moving old product, starting to get feedback on new product, and then how pro staff is a help when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah, man, it's show season's important. That's where you get to introduce your company to a lot of new consumers, visit with some old consumers. Like you said, move old inventory. Obviously, new inventory's coming in. I know, my kayak shop locally, we're getting shipments pretty much every other week from all the manufacturers for product coming in, and so you want to get that out there, right? Like there was a
Yeah.
few kayaks released recently that we carry, like the Bonafide RVR we had at the show. um you know Old Town had a tough time getting the top waters with the Minn Kotas in them out last year due to just shortages on parts and things like that. So, a lot of people have been waiting around for that stuff. So it's good to get that out in front of people and get it in their face. Kind of, I worked the Chicago Fishing Show this past weekend, so that was really good. We sold a few boats. I work some of these trade shows all over the country for companies X, Y, and Z. Whether it be the company I work for, companies I work with, like sponsorship wise, things like that. Like not next weekend, the weekend after, I'll be down in Indiana for New Canoe. I've done that show. This is year 3 or 4 for that one. But it's interesting too when you jump around and do these different shows in different regions of the country, because you can kind of see what works for some shops and things like that, and then kind of bring that back home and compose your own formula, I guess you would say, for you with your local shop, local business, whatever it may be. I started off my year, what was it, the week of January 9th, I was at the big archery trade show. So that's like the ICAST of the archery industry. And that's where you saw a lot of new products get released that will come out basically sometime between March and middle of summer, going into, next season's, hunting season, so to speak.
Right.
So, it's one of those things, man. It's an important thing to do. Like currently with the company I work with, like they haven't really done consumer shows. They've only done industry trade shows, really. And I think that's an important thing, right? Like the ICAST stuff, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
The ATA, that's great. But, being out there, I like to call it being out there in the streets, in front of your consumers and, showing them your product and, giving them an opportunity to buy it versus taking the chance on hopefully someday they find you on the internet. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So, that's the big thing, and I mean, we could go whichever direction you want to go from there, but, whether it be on the marketing end or the, pro staffer end.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think you hit it on the head with what you were talking about with the consumer shows versus the industry shows, because I feel like iCast is a great way to expand businesses to stores. But
Sure.
if you don't go and do a consumer show where people can come in and see what stores will have, then you're
Yeah.
missing a segment of the population. And you can't depend on stores to do marketing for you,
Sure.
because their budgets are very limited.
Yeah. And that's it too, right? Like you don't know how these shops are displaying your products,
Right.
whereas, you have in your mind how they should be displayed, and that's how it would help sell those products more. However, it's the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, it doesn't mean he's going to drink. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. That's
So,
like I heard someone that when I was at the Tennessee show, the way the booth was set up, some of the kayaks that I sell were sort of up front, and someone
sure.
said they were like, "Well, I'd like to see some of my kayaks up front." And I mean, I could see that from his point of view, because when people walk by, what are they looking at? They're looking what's right in front of them.
Sure.
And when you set up a store, you know, let's say Bending Branches or or another company, Dubro.
Yeah.
We'll get more into Dubro, but when they have a product, you want that somewhere in an area where it gets the most foot traffic, and
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
not only in a store, but even at a show. And I know we sold probably 14 boats in the 3 days down there that I was there. And what was really interesting and what was really cool was the different, because there was some Feel Free, there were New Canoe, there were Old Town, and then there were, of course, the Hobies. And so
Sure.
you got a budget area there. And this is a
Right.
consumer show, so uh, this Frontier Outdoors does an outstanding job of Rod Snyder is a hell of a manager. He had show prices, so he had kayaks marked down $300, or more if you bought it at the show, if you paid show price. And
Sure.
so he had people come back the next day with money when they came in
Yeah.
the day before. So I'll hold that boat. I'll be back tomorrow. He would take a hold money and they'd come back tomorrow. And we this year was the first year that we actually took him right out the door for him. Normally
Yeah.
he would wait till the end of the show so he would still have displays. But this year we were like, man, take that cash because you just don't know if they're going to come back. Get them that boat right out the door, and then we'll go get another boat out of the trailer and bring it in. And so
No, it's interesting, man, because I've seen that work. When I go down to the Indiana show, the kayak shop down there is Moving Water Outfitters, and that's how they like judge like how their year is going to go. And granted, that's a 2 week long show, but they bring their whole shop down there,
mhm.
kayak accessories, all that stuff, boats. And I think last year it was something like it was either 64 or 84 boats they sold in 2 weekends, across the board, all their manufacturers, right? But granted, they put up a demo pool, they have manufacturers booths there, things like that. They go all out. But I've seen how effective that is, and we've started toying around with some stuff like at the Chicago show, right? Our booth is back surrounded by all the big boats. So a lot of times, you know, people walk back there, they're walking right. And, I said, hey, let's do something different this. Let's put my new canoe fully decked out up in that front corner. Um, we put the Newport on it, the XI3, I had the lights on it, everything, right? And I said, the nice thing about this, people in the center aisle can see this boat and it's going to draw them there. And then we all rooftop tent in there. And I said, now we're pulling in people that would have never looked at kayaks, but are like outdoors people, and they were drawn in by that rooftop tent. And it brought some people in to the booth that would have never stopped there before, and now they know about our shop. You know what I mean? We put a little bit of eye candy in there,
Yeah, definitely.
and it brought some attraction to the brand, which is the kayak shop, and all the vast things they offer. And that was something I tried to ask them to do previously and got a little pushback on it, and I was like, look, let's try this. What's it going to hurt? We got an extra 10 feet of booth space this year because um, and we have done that show for many, many years. And they were like, look, we got extra space. We're going to give you an extra 10 feet in the booth. And I said, perfect. Now we can utilize that and do something a little different. And then now these guys have seen how well that's worked. And, the attraction it brought into the booth, like I said. And, it was probably one of the best Schaumburg shows we've ever had through Rocktown, which was really good. It's like we did some things different. Granted, that show hasn't gone on for 2 years because of COVID and Chicago politics, but it came back and now the question is, did 2 years, or did we do something different where it brought some new eyeballs?
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like that was a pretty good setup. I mean, and a plan that y'all put into action. I mean, that's just the way you got to do things. You just can't be stale, and
Right,
it's good. It's
right.
good that you were able to have them mix it up a little bit. Let's hold that
Sure.
thought. Let's take a quick break, guys. I want to show you the new PNF media that Brian threw together. It's our media intro for the show, for many of the shows here. Take a look at this. John Rapp back. Glad to be with you. Glad to be a part of the Paddle and Fin Network. As you saw, Brian's new PNF premiere, the media outlet video. It's rocking solid. He's done some awesome work, and glad to be here. Right up front, guys, there is some buffering issues. I'm doing this transmission from my home using my Starlink, which is still a little bit iffy here in the mountains of West Virginia. So hang tight. We'll catch up. Let's go bring Brian back on, and let's talk a little bit more about our show seasons and what we can expect from Brian here in the next few months. Hey, buddy, you're back.
I was going to say you need to go add some foil to the antenna. I can wait, bro.
No, man. What I need to do is cut out some mountains, and some trees, and
Yeah.
get us some flat property up here, but you know how it is.
I know how it goes, man.
I'm out in
That's
the
what
middle.
happens when you live in the sticks.
Yeah, I trade solitude, walk outside and pee off my porch, and nobody can see me running around naked. And where you have big city where but 150 people are 100 feet away. So
Yeah, no, it's one of those things, man. Like my little neighborhood's out in the middle of a bunch of cornfields, so I totally understand. We got like basically one internet provider, and thank God they're somewhat decent. So
yeah, awesome. So guys, if y'all haven't been caught up to speed with Brian, he is the marketing director for Dubro Outdoors, which includes Dubro Fishing and Pine Ridge Archery. So go check out his resume on his Facebook page on the left, and you'll see those locations. Also, PNF Media Guru. So, man, tell us about the shows and stuff that you have on tap, being the marketing director for all of our those I just talked about.
So I go to Indiana for the first weekend of the 2 weekends, which is, I think it's February, the weekend of February, and then I'm at the Madison or Wisconsin Fishing Expo. Wisconsin Fishing Expo, I'm doing 2 seminars up there, kayak fishing related. Dubro Fishing will have a booth up there, as well as Rocktown Adventures. For the Indiana show, I'll be there for New Canoe, for Moving Water Outfitters. And then I'm off for like 2 weeks, and then I go to MLF Redcrest, and I'll be doing some stuff there for Tightline Anchors and Lakewood Products. And then I'm off for like 2 more weeks, and then I go up to the Bassmaster Classic, and again I'll be there doing stuff for Tightline Anchors and Lakewood Products, and then I'm off till we go to ICAST, and I'll be at ICAST for Dubro.
Oh, is Dubro going?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were there last year as well.
I don't remember seeing them last year. Okay, cool, awesome. I don't know what my schedule is going to be when it comes to ICAST this year, but I am looking forward to Dale Hollow in a couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah, and I keep forgetting to throw that in there, right? That's end of April. So, I'll be bouncing around per usual, just making the rounds and stuff like that. But it's all good stuff, man. I mean, that's the nice thing about being able to work with and for some of these companies, whether it be a sponsorship or a full-time job, it's like, being able to go to these shows, like I saw, because I got the chat pulled up here on my laptop. I saw Harold's in the chat, and I actually met him at the Chicago Fishing Show
Nice.
this past weekend, and that was super fun and super cool. We talked about that on the OG show, but it's cool to be at these shows, being that we're on the media side of things with the podcast. And I had quite a few people come up to me, and they were like, Paddle and Finn, right? Like, I listen to your podcast and stuff like that. Like Harold, I keep forgetting to ask him. He told me I'm horrible with details, but he's either a FedEx or a UPS driver, and he drives around all day listening to fishing podcasts, and
Nice.
Paddle and Finn's on that playlist, along with like Serious Angler and a few others. And it's super cool to be able to meet the people that tune in week to week and listen to all the different shows, and hear their feedback, and how they listen to this show and they took this away from it, and that show and took that away from it. So it's kind of cool on that aspect, being on the media side and getting to meet the people that like to listen to me ramble every week, but also being there and just working, putting in the work for the companies I work with, and that's really helped me climb the ladder in some of these positions. It's like, usually in December I reach out and I'm like, hey, is there any shows I can come to help you with, or set up a booth, or sit in the booth, whatever it may be. And I kind of formulate that schedule like middle end of December, generally, because most of those companies know where they're going. And then I end up usually getting phone calls like in January going, you know oh, are you busy this weekend? Can you come out to this show? Like, I had that happen with the Tightline guys. They wanted me to come to the East Tennessee show,
Yeah, would
and I was,
would have loved to have had
yeah,
you there. Yeah, I know
I would have loved to have been there.
John
I would
Thomas
have
spent a
loved,
lot of time over there.
yeah, and it looked like that show did really well, but like I said to them, like I had already committed fully to being at Schaumburg. I said if
Yeah,
I didn't have any prior commitments, I would have totally committed to that. And and that spun into, well, can you come to Red Crest in the Classic? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I don't have anything going on then. Let's do it. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things, man. Like, with the Rocktown show, both Chicago and Madison, part of our guys' team deals for the year is that they have to come and work one of the shows at least. I think it's one day. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it helps us out tremendously because at Rocktown, because you know you have limited staff and you still have a shop you have to keep open and run, especially like in the winter time. Because we rent.
You still with me?
And
There you go. Okay.
oh,
Yeah, it's dragging down here
yeah,
a little bit, man. So
it caught back up. I think.
yeah, it did. Harold responded to you, bro. He's a
Yeah,
FedEx driver,
man,
so
it's just buffering.
yeah, a little bit of
You got
buffering.
me again?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
still there. Hey, let's take a quick break and we'll finish that thought.
All right, man.
Ace Resort, West Virginia's #1 destination for whitewater, hiking, ziplining, and more. Check out aceraft.com. Let's Westbrook Supply Company, Georgia's #1 go-to kayak fishing supply store. Gear, accessories, and custom rigging. Look them up, westbrooksupplyco.com. Yak Gadget, proudly supplying you with American-made products and gear. Check out yakgadget.com. Feel free kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power, there's something for everyone. Check out feelfreeus.com. Payne Outdoors is a custom plastic maker, design consultant, product reviewer, and outdoor writer. Check out more at payneoutdoors.com. All right, guys, John Rapp, we're back, live, raw, unfiltered, and buffering. Gotta love it. The mountains of West Virginia. So I got Brian Schiller, the killer, the podfather, guru, media expert in the background. Let's bring him back on the show and let him finish talking about all things show season. All right, Big Daddy, you back.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I was just saying, with our Rocktown team guys, it helps out extravagantly having them work at least one day. And usually those guys want to work a couple days, for the weekend. They got cabin fever. They want to talk fishing. But it helps us keep somebody at the shop and then, guys at the show and have plenty of people in the booth to, help cover any consumer traffic that we have come through there. And this year we actually, a father and son that I've met past couple of years working at the Indiana show reached out and they were like, "Hey, we've always wanted to come up to that show. Could we come up, get badges and hang out in your booth and help out?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things, man. Like if you reach out to a company 9 times out of 10, if all they got to do is get you a badge, they're more than willing to do that. But on the flip side, right? Like, packing up the booth and all that stuff. Like our guys stuck around to help us pack up Sunday after the show closed. And, so we took them out to a real nice dinner and dessert and all that good stuff. It's like, but, those guys know that, that time that they spent there doesn't go unnoticed and they get taken care of because they go the extra mile. You know what I mean?
So I noticed that my marketing director guru from Dubro has been busy. I've seen a few posts from some fishermen out there that they have gotten their swag pack. They've been accepted as either brand ambassador, pro staff, or in some capacity as a team member of Dubro. It is contract season. I'm waiting on my contract to come in from Feel Free so I can re-up for the year and see what the expectations are that they want from me. And in the aspects as a pro staff and as a competitive team member, what I can give them and then what they give me for giving them,
Sure.
So how did you decide being, expanding the Dubro name as you've already done so greatly in the short time you've been there, and it's true. I mean, I'd never heard of them. And then,
Yeah, well, it's funny. Like a lot of people will tell you they've never heard of them, but they actually have some of their products and
exactly.
don't realize it.
And that's what I mean. Yep.
And that's what I've come to understand with Dubro. But yeah, we decided to put an ambassador / pro staff program together. I kind of adopted a program that I'm involved with with another company, and it weeds out a lot of crap because you have to go through a process. But in there, like it's all laid out, like cut and dry. Like this is what we expect of you, and this is what you can expect of us. And I think I've learned over the years playing the pro staff game and all that good stuff. Like, I used to have some stuff where like it was just like you didn't know what was expected of you. And granted, you got like, X amount of discount on something or whatever, but The swag packs and stuff, we sent that out to all our people. We want them to be able to represent our brand and
Yeah.
wear some of our gear while they're out on the water or in the woods.
Hey man, you know what they say? A picture's worth 1,000 words. I mean, a
Yeah,
video, a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
video, a video that has something on it, or
Yeah.
it's seen by people. You know,
I mean, the more that Dubro logo is seen,
yeah,
the better off we are, right?
that's
And
right.
like
Exposure,
the
man.
boss, the boss, like he'd and hawed, like I sent all those packages out, and he kept seeing like the orders go through our system, and he was just like, "Please tell me you're done," because he's like, "That's money going out the door, right?" But on the flip side, that's a small investment for what his return on investment is going to be,
Exactly.
just having the brand awareness out there, and which is going to afford us to do more and better things down the road, with those guys and gals that, help get the word out about Dubro, Pine Ridge Archery and all that good stuff. So, it's one of those things, like me personally, I got a couple companies that I work with that like send those type of packages, and it's kind of nice, like holy crap, like they're sending me some free gear, and it's real nice stuff. I get to wear it and feel proud to wear that,
Right.
and proud to work with a company that actually cares, and they're not just wanting to whore me out for a 20% discount or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
So it's good stuff, man. Those guys got a little extra goodie on the fishing side, and a product that we're looking at bringing back, which once it's released, I think it'll be cool for the kayak market. Um, I mean, it's no secret. It's basically a tool holder, line cutter, bait hanger all in one, which is
Yeah.
cool. So
I saw the pictures of that. I was like,
yeah,
we put a track mount on that, and it's golden. You know.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so we've been putting that out, and we got some new products in the works and stuff. But I mean, that's for instance, like went to our team, and I was like, if you guys have any ideas as far as the name for this thing, drop them in our group chat.
yeah,
Would love to hear them. And I think that's key, and that's something I've learned over the years is everybody sees things differently, but being a part of that feedback process makes you feel like you're part of that
part of the
company.
team. Yeah,
You know what I
you're
mean?
included, right? Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, that's important, right? Like, it's that's something I've always been happy to be a part of. Um, and I think those guys really enjoy it too, because there's been a few ideas tossed around. So it's like, it's really fun, and it makes those guys feel more engaged with the company versus just every time they post on social media they're you know what I mean. It makes them feel like they're a part of something, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
So
without a doubt. I still like Schiller the Killer. You know.
you're not the only one. That's what the guys over at Tightline call me.
Yep.
Chilla the killer.
So man, you've been out. I guess you guys got some ice up there right now. You got to play with any of your ice stuff.
I haven't played with any ice stuff because I've been just super focused on, show season and some marketing stuff. And I did see there were some guys on a lake today out by the office. Went into the office this morning for a little bit. And then in the neighborhood here, I think there's some guys out there right now. So I may get out tomorrow. I know Brad Hurlboss, one of our paddle and fin guys, called me up, and he's planning on going out tomorrow and invited me up to the Madison area to go out and try to catch some crappies
I'd like to see a
and
big
maybe
pull a big walleye up out of that hole.
some Walters. Yeah, I'd like to see that happen too. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
is possible, especially walking around at the All Canada show today. That's all I saw was walleyes and pike everywhere.
Yeah, or a big old fat pike. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Jay's not here. Jay's infamous for catching them on hot dogs through the ice. So, I
Yeah,
might have to go out and carry on the old Jay Randall tradition.
you should, man. I miss Jay. He was on a trip when I was in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes from his house. I was disappointed to get to see J Bob, but been nice.
Yeah, yeah. He
So
was out in Vegas visiting a friend, and he came back in one piece, and he didn't call either of us for bail money, so
I
he did
know.
all right.
I mean, I thought he was gonna call the old federale for some help, but
Oh, too good, too good.
yeah, man. So I put in my 2-week notice. I'm done. Next Friday.
Really, done with the federale.
30 years of carrying a gun. I'm done. So
Nice, dude. Well, congratulations, dude.
all right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what are you gonna do now? Just sit around and
I am gonna.
nag your wife?
Probably. Beth will see. Beth will see a lot of me when it's raining, but I'm gonna take
when
my
it's raining.
I'm gonna take my hotspot and I'm gonna take my
Yeah.
camera. I'm gonna set up my stuff and try to go to a few lakes and just go out and do some live streaming for an hour and do a little fishing.
That's cool. Nice.
I'm hoping I can get Romel to reach out to me. I'm gonna try to get that NK300 from him. And,
Nice.
I didn't even tell you, man. So I went and got I haven't been in a field free lure in 5 years. I've always went with the Dorado or went with the big fish.
Yeah.
I've been in the Moken the last 2. Swivel seat. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that swivel seat. We'll get that the Lure 11.5. I'm gonna rig it up. Got with John Thomas from Yak Gadget, and he made me a mount for the back of that kayak. So I'm gonna set it up. I think I might even get it wrapped. Put a big Rusty Hook PNF sticker right on the edge of the sides.
Nice.
Put a Dubro sticker, WVKA sticker, Yak Gadget, feel free, Just, and I'm going to set it up, man. It's going to be my ride. So when we do, hopefully, when I see you in April, my friend,
yeah,
I'm going to be decked out in style. So
I like it, dude. I like it. I've contemplated wrapping a kayak, because I'm gonna probably get a new Unlimited this year.
Yeah.
It's not that I need a new one, but I got an opportunity to get a new one, so I was thinking about doing that and then taking the one I have now and just leaving it set up strictly for hunting season because I duck hunt onto that. So I had thought about doing that too. And I just got a new truck, so I'm thinking about wrapping that as well.
Yeah, you were talking about that pre-show. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see a nice, really cool, big old sickle and PNF right there on the side. That would be, that'd be pretty sweet. Hey, what color is the truck? Is it white, black?
No, it's red. That's
okay.
part of the reason why I want to get it wrapped. Not the biggest fan of red, but I needed a vehicle, man. Old White Lightning frame rusted out on me, so I was that was unexpected because it was running strong, but I took it in to get some work done, and mechanic called me when I was down at the big archery show, and he's like, hey, you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
But bad news is your truck is no more. I wouldn't drive this any further than you have to. So, man.
That 4,000-mile trip was a little hard on her.
Well, I mean, I went to Florida twice last year, and I mean, she had 300,000 miles on her, but you know how it is in the Midwest with all the road salt. And that just eats vehicles up. So, new truck's nice. It's nice and clean. So that's why I'm like, maybe I'll get it wrapped, and see how that goes. But we'll see.
So I look forward to seeing it in April, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Still gonna sell
it a surprise.
You gonna sell that trailer? Got any bites?
I had some interest in it, but I don't know. I mean, I might hold on to it now.
Yeah, yeah.
I was being real cheap and didn't want to have a car payment again, but I got a very, very small car payment with this truck, so um, I may just hold on to it. I don't know. I go back and forth because I got the truck bed rack, so I could haul kayaks on that and stuff like that, and I'm usually not hauling more than two boats, so
Right. Yeah, you should be good. You should be
yeah, yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I don't think I've said anything, but at the Chicago show, one of the lodges up on Mille Lacs in Minnesota was having a deal: buy 2 nights, get 2 nights free. And I think they're still running it because they're still doing some McCoy's in smallmouth and walleye heaven up there. Um, I got a 2 bedroom cabin for 4 nights, and my dad and my mom are going,
awesome.
and me and my wife. So it'll be a cool trip. We haven't had a trip like that in forever, just because I'm always so busy doing stuff. Um, so get to fish with the old man for some smallmouth, and I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the beauty of show season. You get to find some gems like that. I mean,
Yeah.
for 4 nights, 2 bedroom cabin, full kitchen, living room, everything, a boat slip with $600.
Can't beat it, man.
That's that's dirt cheap, man. Dirt
Yeah.
cheap, especially for up there.
Heck yes. I'm jealous. You guys go have a blast. Hey, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back in. We'll wrap things up. We'll talk about what to expect for Del Holla, and we'll go from there. Ace Resort, West Virginia's #1 destination for whitewater, hiking, zip lining, and more. Check out aceraft.com. That's Brooks Supply Company, Georgia's #1 go-to kayak fishing supply store. Gear, accessories, and custom rigging. Look them up, westbrooksupplyco.com. Yak Gadget, proudly supplying you with American-made products and gear. Check out yakgadget.com. Feel free kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power, there's something for everyone. Check out feelfreeus.com. Payne Outdoors is a custom plastic maker, design consultant, product reviewer, and outdoor writer. Check out more at payneoutdoors.com. All right, guys, John Rapp, we're back. We've been running live, raw, filtered, and buffering for the last 43 plus minutes here on the Paddle and Fin podcast page. I've got the Podfather with me here, Brian Schiller, in the background, and hopefully we can spend the next 10 minutes or so telling you guys about something that we've talked here and there about, and that is the Paddle and Fin podcast 2-day open. It includes some Tennessee clubs. I know the guys from West Virginia got it on their schedule, and they're going to run down there as much as they can. But we'll bring back the Podfather, and we'll talk about some of the great experiences that we've had in Tennessee over the years. All right, Big Daddy. You in
Yeah,
the
buddy.
house? So give them a rundown, man. Tell them about what they can expect. Year 4.
Yeah, is it year 4 or year
It's
3?
it's year 4 for
I
you,
think,
year 3 for tournament.
yeah, it this whole like weekend extravaganza started 3 years ago, and it's grown over the years. It like doubles every year, and um it's a great opportunity to get together with some great people, great fishermen, fish a destination fishery that everybody loves to fish. Everybody knows it for smallmouth, but the largemouth are just as big in there. And it's central Tennessee, so it's centrally located in the country. And that's why we kind of chose that area. And the good folks at Eastport Marina welcome us there as well. And it's a beautiful venue, beautiful fishery, great food. It's a 2-day event, April 22nd and 23rd.
Yes, sir.
So the spawn should be going on right then. It's like we've usually done it beginning of April, but we pushed it back this year, hoping that the spawn would be in full swing and the weather would be nice. We've had some cold days earlier in the month of April. So it should be a great turnout this year. Tons of great prizes are given away. The prize pool is 100% payback. We don't take anything out for Tourney X. That's covered by all our sponsors. So every dime you put into the pot goes to the payout, which, was something we really strived on. We get big checks printed for like the top 10 anglers, and big bass. Your entry fee includes big bass. So,
Right.
we've all fished tournaments, we've put a lot of thought and energy into the whole format of this thing. And every year everybody says what a great time it is and what a well-run event it is. So they keep coming back. And, like you stated, the West Virginia guys put it on their tournament schedule because they loved it. Like,
Right.
you guys kept coming down and more would come each year. And then you guys would go back, tell the rest of the group, and more of them would come down. And I know it's the same thing with Central Tennessee kayak anglers. Like, they were a part of it last year as well. And those guys had a blast, like, I think there was a few members of their club that didn't fish it and they were regretting not fishing it,
Oh, yeah.
and one of those anglers, and that's a beauty too, right? Like, we try to make sure everybody goes home with something. And there's always some bigger prizes. Like, the first big year we did it, we gave away 3 kayaks. We did have 2 events. So 1 kayak went to one event, 2 kayaks went to the main event. And then we scaled it down to where it was just going to be 1 event. It got too confusing trying to do those overlapping events. And last year, Richard from Eastport, at the end of award ceremony,
Yeah.
was like, who here didn't catch a fish all
Exactly.
weekend in the tournament?
2 guys.
And those guys, there was 3.
Was okay.
I thought there was 3.
It was either 2 or 3. Yep.
And they didn't want to stand up because they were embarrassed. And he was like, trust me, you are going to want to stand up. So Susie had to go through and figure out who it was. They stood up, and he was like, pick a number 1 through 10.
Right.
And the guy that was closest, Richard, gave him a brand new Newport Vessels NK 180. And the whole place went crazy.
$1,000.
Yeah, motor. Just for showing up.
And not catching a fish.
Yep. So we've always liked that. And I think that's the reason why everybody comes back. Not only that, but like I said, all the anglers that attend are really good people. You get to taste test John's moonshine, so that's always a big hit.
Hey, that's my way to. And this year, I don't know if I'm gonna fish the event now that I'm part of the PNF family, but I will still have sampling there, and maybe I can, of course, help my WVKA guys out by taking the competition out, make them have a little bit of a headache early that next morning.
But it's good time, man. And we always have a dinner Saturday night after check-in, and everybody really enjoys that. We've had live music there as well. So we're still ironing out all those fine details. But, Richard at Eastport, he offers up camping for like it's primitive camping, but there is a place like where you could charge batteries and use a bathroom and things like that. He was renting out rooms in his houseboats. They have cabins there, things like that. So visit eastport.info and you can see all that good stuff.
So guys, if you want to go look this up, Brian's talking about it's the Paddle and Fin on Tourney X.
Yep.
When you go look for it, it's already listed. Susie's already got everything up, the rules. It's $100 buy-in. That includes your big bass pot for the 2-day tournament. So you're looking at a $40, $45 a day entry fee for the tournament. That's very reasonable. And as Brian has talked about, Richard has great prices on his accommodations down there in the at Eastport. I know in the past, we don't know what his prices are going to be for this year, but it was like $50 a night. Could be a little bit more, but $50 a night for your rooms on the houseboat. Now you got to think about it. Sitting on the houseboat, you're 100 yards from the restaurant and the marina store, the yak store is his store with all his equipment, and tackle and baits, hard stuff, that you can get, hooks, line, cold drinks, the restaurant, all the bathrooms right there within 100 yards of the water. You can moor your boat up. That's the most enjoyable thing that I've had over the past several years that I've done fishing, is being able to stay on the houseboat, walk right out 10 feet from where I sleep, get in my boat and go. Park my boat, go back in, go eat, go to bed. I mean, I can't highly recommend a stay at Eastport Marina with those guys down there with Richard and crew.
It's a very, very relaxing weekend. Like, yeah, there's some competition going on, but it's not so cutthroat where you're like, you feel like you have to like go down and pre-fish for a week or whatever. Like, it's very laid back, and I think that's why guys like it. Yeah,
it's social.
Yeah, yeah.
There is, the atmosphere is not ultra competitive. It's more social with, hey, everybody's shaking the hand the guy that had the 85-inch day, or 2 85-inch days. Great job, man. It's a social thing, and it's one of the great ways to start your year off. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, same here, man. Like, I'm a little sad I'm not going to get it as much time down there as I usually do this year, but I'm just happy to be going back down, see everybody, see new faces, see old faces, and just have a great weekend. And that's what it's all about. Is we're not trying to break the bank. We're trying to make it an affordable, enjoyable tournament in a destination that everybody wants to go at some point or another.
Agreed, man. So, guys, Harold Anderson, FedEx driver, sign up. Come join me and Brian. We want to see you there. Brian, I appreciate you taking your afternoon to hang out with me.
I appreciate you, Big Daddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I know. Guys, there's a joke behind that, and I ain't saying it. No, brother. No, yeah, brother.
2 more.
No, I hear you. Yeah. Those days, I don't know if I can handle those kind of days anymore. But I'm not young like you. And happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
You're breaking up a little bit, man. What'd you say?
I just wanted to wish you an upcoming very happy 39th plus a few years birthday.
Yeah, we got a week from Monday, I think. Yeah, I think it's a week from Monday. So, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
Just another day in the books, brother. Just another day in the books.
Better
as long as I'm vertical.
Yeah, better than the alternative.
Yeah, as long as I'm vertical, life is good, my friend.
Hey, and with that, let's close up shop. God bless you, man.
You too, brother.
All right, guys. So John Rapp here on the Paddle and Fin podcast page. That was our Paddle and Fin media guru, the OG, Brian Schiller. We sit down tonight and we talked a little bit about show season and what you guys can find out, what's going on with the shows. Most of the shows and all the stores are bringing out old product at good discount prices. If it's a consumer show, you can find some good deals. So take some money with you and go see your favorite show, see your favorite retailer. Then you can also see and talk to the marketing directors, like guys like Brian, and find out, a little bit about what's coming up in the future, what their newer products are going to be. And you get to talk to a lot of pro staff for these guys that you may interact a lot with here on Facebook. So I highly recommend you look at the show schedules in your area, check and see what they're about, look and see who's on the schedule for those shows, and go visit them. But anyway, I want to thank you for taking a few moments during your Saturday afternoon to sit down and watch me and Brian and hear us ramble about all things that we love, which is kayak fishing. Be blessed, and I'll let you guys out of here. Let me find my end, and we're out.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, buddy.